Hey everybody, I want to talk to you about the Massdrop K7XX from AKG, and I have them here. I got them in a giveaway from Massdrop, and I need to know if I'm missing something here. I like AKG as a company, and I think they make good headphones, and they make good quality build, like their builds are good. I just don't think they're sound signatures for me. My first pair of AKGs were the K553 Pro, and I like them, and I had them for a long time before I even got a second pair of anything. So I have a lot of experience with that, and I think that they are very mid-range sound signature. They're focused very on, like a lot on the mid-range. They're a little bit lacking in bass. The treble's okay, and it's there, but it's not piercing, it's not super detailed, and I'm talking about my 553 Pro. But the 7XX are kind of the same, but honestly I just feel like I'm missing why these are $199. There's a lot of other good options in this price point, and I just think that these kind of miss the mark. There's a lot of things that I like about them, but I think the things that I don't like, or maybe I just don't understand, I feel like I'll say it again, I feel like I'm missing something, why people like these so much. The mid-range is everything below the frequency of a female lead singer's voice, so mid-range on down, is muffled. It sounds like there's just a block of foam in between you and the driver, and that might actually be the case, because hopefully I can catch this on camera. There you can see that there's just a ring of foam right here, right behind the ear cup. And I don't want to go and mod these right away and just pull that out and see if that changes anything. I feel like I shouldn't have to on something that's $199. So that's kind of unfortunate. They sound quite boring to me. I think I have a decent amp setup. It's not obviously the best. I'm running a Mica Origin G2 through optical to my MacBook, which is, I'm using like a mini optical and then into the G2. And I've actually got two G2s here on my desk. It's running through an optical splitter. And I have another set of headphones plugged in, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, and just do a straight up A/B comparison. But I'm really puzzled by these, because I don't think that they need to sound the way that they do, and I don't know who would be really after this sort of sound signature. The treble and anything, like I said, above, you know, I was listening to Paramore, so Hayley Williams, her voice sounds fantastic, but as soon as the guitar comes in, it sounds like the guitar is on the other side of the room with a huge foam wall in between you and the guitar, and it doesn't sound good to me. The bass sounds even worse, because it sounds like you're on the other side of a wall where the bass guitar is, and it's very confusing, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. My 553 Pros, they sound better than these to me. They're not particularly hard to drive or anything like that. They sound okay. I mean, if they were $100 and someone handed these to me and I was like, wow, that's, you know, they sound okay for $100, but $200, there's too many things in the segment that just sound way better. And that's not even getting into the physical build quality or design choices that they made with these. And one of my first issues is the ear pads. They're huge and great. I love gigantic ear pads, but the problem with that is they use this super stiff memory foam. So when I put them on my head, they just sit on my head. There's no cushioning going on here. They're not molding to the sides of my head. So you can push them in like this, and then it takes a little bit of time to, expand again. They're not uncomfortable, but they're not necessarily comfortable either. They're just there. The velour is okay. There's I mean, it's a pretty fine velour. It's soft enough. Again, nothing to write home about, but I'm kind of puzzled. And on the inside of the, let's see if I can get this on camera. On the inside of the headband, there's this clear plastic slider. And what happens is when you expand these, it kind of gets caught and then it jumps out of place. So let's see if I can get this. So here's it closed. I pull it apart and then there it goes. And it just comes out. So it doesn't slide smoothly. There's a surprising amount of clamping force at the bottom of the headphones and not really at the top. So when you put these on, I feel more pressure here than I do at the top. And they're not sliding down or anything, so I don't feel them tugging on my ears. And to be honest, they fit okay, and I have a big head, so it's not really an issue. But even with these, I mean, as wide as these ear pads are, my ear still touches the inside of this. And it's pretty deep. It's about maybe 1.25 inches of depth inside of here. So it's plenty deep, but it's just kind of, I don't know, just a couple things are puzzling to me. And it bothers me that they use the mini XLR here, and I think it looks kind of silly with the XLR connector right in the front of the headphone. I think it would look better like this, where the XLR connector's towards the back. That's just a minor design choice. It doesn't really change anything. If they used a simple 3.5 plug, I mean, that would give me a lot of extra bonus points, or give them a lot of extra bonus points from my perspective. I don't think the camera's going to focus on this. Maybe it will. Yeah, there's the mini XLR plug. But just it clicks in like that. If they used a 3.5 millimeter plug instead of the mini XLR, it would give these a little bit more portability, because then you could use any size wire that you want. You wouldn't have to use this long ass AKG wire. And on top of that, when you're portable, you don't want your headphones being ripped off your head by a attached connector like this. If you use a 3.5 and your headphone wire gets caught on something, it's just going to pull right out. And while that's not great for your headphones, it's not going to destroy your headphones. Where this, it could pull them off or something like that. And just doing that, you hear the amount of creak and stuff in these. And not really creak, it's just clackiness. So I feel like I'm just not sure what to think of these. The grills and detail on the side, I really, really like. I think that looks awesome. They put a lot of detail into that. And the soundstage on these, to go along with the muddiness of the mids and the lows, soundstage is okay. It's not particularly wide for an open set of headphones, but it does the job. It's nothing to write home about. Again, they're $200. That's honestly my biggest complaint with these. They're fine. They're good headphones, but I don't think the sound signature's for me. I think the price is too high at $200. And yeah, and the third thing, which is what I'll get to in a second, why wouldn't you buy these for $200? I mean, they have the softest headband in the world. I love it so much. The velour on this is a little bit nicer. Let's see if I can get this on camera. I'm sorry, I'm working on two screens here. The velour is super nice. They have the same sort of attention to detail in the grills and the Massdrop branding. And then when I put them on my head, they just sit ever so nicely. They put equal pressure on the top and the bottom, and they are ear shaped, they're oval shaped so that the pressure is on all the right spots. And I could wear these for I could wear them for days. They're super nice. These are the Massdrop 6XX, by the way. They're also $199 still on right. I guess they're still up for sale on the Massdrop website. And the best thing is they sound way better to me. I think most people will enjoy the sound of them as well. There's no muddiness, and there's a lot of nice roundness and softness to like drum kicks, for example. They're punchy, but they're not super sharp. It's just super enjoyable, like a super enjoyable listening experience with the 6XX. Man, I just feel them on my head, and I just want to listen to something. And I mean, let me play a little bit of a sample here. And go back to these. All of the little detail is just lost in these. And maybe it's my amp setup. I'm not chalking this up to their bad headphones. I do honestly feel like that there's something I'm missing between these two, and they're the same price. If I had to choose one, it would definitely be the 6XX, not the 7XX. So if any of you headphone reviewers out there would like to clue me in as to what I'm missing, please do. I don't want this to be the definitive review or the comparison between the two. I know that my perspective might be a little bit more on the novice side. I don't have a super awesome headphone setup and amp setup and everything like that. Like I said, I'm just running a Mica Origin G2, which I think should be plenty for both of these headphones. I know that the 6XX and HD 600 series do benefit from better amps, and especially tube amps and things like that. So maybe that's the case with these as well. Maybe I'm not providing these with enough power or enough just quality from the amp side. So maybe that's the issue. But honestly, I do feel like the 6XX are a much better value. And honestly, the Monoprice, I don't know if you can see on the camera, the Monoprice M1060s sound even better than these, and I got the 1060s open box for like $169. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about this video or just about the headphones in general. I'm gonna link them anyway in the description. They come in two colors. This is the black one, obviously. They also come in a black and red color. And let me know what your thoughts are. If you have experience with the 7XX or the K712, which they're based on, let me know, and we'll go from there, I guess. And hopefully this won't be the last video on them. But what I think I'll do is, since I got them in a giveaway, I'm gonna give them to a friend for him to try. He's got a bunch of different amps and stuff, and he'll provide me a little bit of feedback with his thoughts, and I'll send them to a couple other people. And then I think once I'm done doing that, I'm ultimately going to give them away. They don't really add anything to my headphone collection, and at least the way my setup is right now. So I think I'll do a giveaway on those, probably not in the near future, but maybe in about 3-4 months, beginning of next year. Maybe we'll do a New Year's giveaway or something like that. So if you have any questions, hit me up on Reddit, on Discord, comment on the video if you like this video, and we'll see you guys next time.